So, something might be possible for the continuation of the movement. We went through with minimal reaction, and our next stop will be here. Up to this stop, there's still a bit of the body of the candle left. We closed above the area of interest, which works in our favor. For buyers, it's good. There's a probability in the cluster that the higher volume indicates more growth for buyers. Now it's appearing again. There's some seller up top, but really, where would they even come from? Overall, I see some upward movement here, so let's go for GBP, JPY and try to take an entry for a buy. 4 minutes right here. Damn, is it 4 on the 15-minute chart? No. The distance is too big. I don't think they'll produce a candle like that in just 4 minutes, touching the area and then dropping down. It would definitely be bad if that happens. So we have 3 minutes left for now. Let's wait a little bit. I probably didn't mention the entry. Well, here we have the same dilemma. Look, there's a complete absence of sellers here. The buyer is so strong that they hardly notice these highs. There's a pullback movement. They're producing a pin bar like this, not going down, but again, moving upward. So if I could assume up to this point that what we were doing was a good move to grab this liquidity, just look at how much further they've gone on their way. Nothing is stopping them. So we weren't satisfied. With that, we went further and established ourselves above those highs. And what's next for us? Next up, we have this. From here, something was happening that was somewhat normal for a downward movement, meaning there's some liquidity just behind the strong side. Let's try to take this small distance and grab the facts. There are previous candles, more buyers in the candles, less sellers, which is good. For further movement, moving higher is good. According to the cluster, the body of the candle closed, and at this moment, 369 ticks is pretty good. The area of interest is neutral. There were a lot of ticks, there was a lot of volume. This was the area of interest. We went through, meaning there's interest here, not to close, and yes, we've covered that distance for our benefit. This cluster can also be attributed to the buyer, even though the volume isn't that strong. Overall, the movement is upward, but I don't know. Well, this is a freebie, just 5 seconds left. And here comes that movement, skeptics. Always pay attention to when a trade opens and when it closes. It's all laid out for you, so you won't be able to break or bypass the system. As some say, when I start making a video about small traders, they always say the same thing. And the same answer that I have editing, I have cutting. Positive situations are happening. But a person isn't a fool. A person sees the movement in trading. A person sees the movement in the pocket. A person sees the time. The opening and closing of a trade is always available. You can't fake it. But that's just nonsense, really. So that's a plus. Plus 62 points. This is not OTC, just so you understand. For me, this is just nonsense. It's flying really fast. A pullback, I'll be honest. Well, I don't have that big of a set of guts to going against such a movement from the buyer and trying to catch a pullback right now. I'll just close my eyes. There are a lot of pairs and I'll go look for the next situation.